Every cut carries a risk. Every load tests the limit. We dive into the brutal consequences of bad judgment and equipment failure in the logging industry. Welcome to Machine Universe. Now I see why we don't plant trees near power lines. Working on these crusty ponderosa snags is always a gamble. One vibration and those heavy bark plates come crashing down instantly. They call the TT4 a tank for a reason. Battling through this much liquid mud with a loaded trailer is the ultimate test of its durability. It's fascinating to watch that tracked beast fight for every inch of progress against the unforgiving swampy terrain. Overloading the rear axle creates serious instability on these muddy inclines. It's a very fine line between hauling the load and tipping over backwards. The suspense while you were cranking that jack was intense. For a moment, it looked like the holding wood might not let go, potentially sending that dead giant crashing back. It's satisfying to see the plan finally come together perfectly. Anyone else love watching these kinds of videos from around the world and seeing the differences in the vehicles they use? Watching him work looks so much easier than other sawmills I've seen. He doesn't have to wrestle with the heavy log to flip it over. But man, that sawdust shoots out like a snowblower. It definitely cuts cleaner than those flimsy bandsaws, but I wonder how much money is lost in that dust pile.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
This is what happens when your GPS is sponsored by action movies. That John Deere 540 tree skidder, chewing through the brush, is pure, unfiltered muscle at work. The way it effortlessly drags those pines makes the job look deceptive. But we all know the raw torque involved here. It's a beast of a machine paired with some serious steel power. Logging done right, no hesitation. Kind of looks like the forwarder went to harvest logs and ended up trying to eat them. Operator keeps feeding it more wood under the wheels so it can crawl out of lunch. Tough job when your paycheck becomes traction material. This machine pumps out over 300 cubic yards of chips an hour. The 8/8 truck mount is genius for deep woods. Austrian engineering really knows how to build them right. Pretty sure this is the world's biggest pencil sharpener right here. This is why loggers fear kickback. All that power snapping back at your face.
5 feet, maybe? Yes. Just showing you the...
Western hemlock this size can be tricky with hidden rot inside. That long bar on the Husqvarna really seems to help with the leverage, keeping that hinge holding strong until it's exactly time to drop it.
Yeah. Right where I wanted to go. Hey.
Makes you wonder how many stories log truck drivers carry home after days like this. Anyone who's run mountain roads probably has their own version of getting pushed or pulled out of a tight spot by a dozer or skidder. That rigging setup is dialed in perfectly. You can see the focus on safety with how they manage the weight of each limb. Birchwood is deceptively heavy, but these guys handled the challenging aspect of the removal without taking unnecessary shortcuts. I wonder if that vitamin 1240 actually has the flow rate to run this efficiently long term. Usually these processor heads need high flow auxiliary hydraulics to prevent the saw from stalling out. Brilliant strategy if the goal was to destroy the sidewalk and the excavator simultaneously. Mission accomplished, I guess.
Oh my God!
Now you have a dangerous widowmaker stuck 20 feet up in the air.
Allez, tiens-toi. Ça va, Quentin?
Cambiándonos por aquí siempre me nota. ¿Qué?
That old mechanical engine is earning its keep today. You can see the massive torque of demand just by the coal rolling as he powers through that tight hairpin. With 40,000 pounds of machinery on the back, gravity almost won today. Turning raw logs into lumber right in the forest is incredible. This Granberg setup transforms a standard chainsaw into a portable sawmill powerhouse. It's not fast, but seeing those perfect planks slide off the log shows undeniably impressive engineering for a manual tool. My heart stops every time those tires grip. One snapped chain or sudden traction, and that tractor could flip backward instantly. Sketchy way to clear a stump.
Danke sehr, beste Manni.
Красота!
Did you see that? He actually rode the tree all the way down to the ground. Wow, imagine being the guy holding the saw. I bet he didn't expect a tenant to come running out the front door like that. It is crazy how this single machine measures, cuts, and stacks logs automatically. It replaces a whole crew with chainsaws. The $80,000 price tag is scary, but if it cuts 100 tons of wood a day, it pays for itself. What do you think? The way he sorts and stacks that beech wood is pure art. No fumbling, just precision. The Ponce Buffalo looks perfectly at home here. Powerful enough for the heavy lifting, but agile enough not to destroy the standing trees. Perfect match of machine and operator. This setup proves you don't need a massive hydraulic mill to get quality lumber. Just a solid frame and sharp blade get the job done. Those safety guards should definitely be a priority upgrade. Crunches in, tilts, and twists until the stump gives up in tidy pieces. No flying debris, no wild swings. Groeneveld really engineered a mean little problem solver here, and the operator uses every inch of that precision. Just found out why scrub pushers have cages.
I bet it falls and hits our fence and breaks our fence. What do you think it's gonna do in the comments?
Looking at that damage, that trunk must weigh over 20,000 pounds. It's sliced through the roof like butter. This is exactly why checking for internal rot every year is so important. That isn't a road anymore, it's a mud pit. Fighting for every inch of traction while hauling 20 tons of timber is exhausting work. The truck is barely gripping, relying entirely on raw torque and the bulldozer's assist to move. Talk about a tight squeeze. There must be literally zero alternative routes to risk taking a load through a gap that narrow. This is actually a smart way to prevent barber chair-ish on heavy leaning trees. By boring out the center but leaving a tongue, you reduce tension while keeping the hinge intact. It is a lifesaver on 80-foot leaners. I am impressed that it operates smoothly on such low flow. Most heads need at least 25 gallons per minute to be useful. Being able to run this off a single directional valve makes it compatible with older, cheaper excavators, which is a huge barrier to entry removed for beginners. Feels like stepping back 50 years. Same barn, same blade.
Ja, dan schudt hij naar de kloot, of niet?
Nou, schutting is gerecht.
Wel ja?
That was epic. Attaching that chain was brilliant. It would have rolled into the house.
You know, close is only in horseshoes and hand grenades.
That case loader is absolutely earning its keep today. Balancing a root ball of that density without tipping the machine requires serious hydraulic power and a skilled operator. It is a beautiful example of specialized nursery work. For those unfamiliar with the brand, that central backbone tube chassis is the secret sauce here. Unlike standard ladder frames that twist under stress, the Tatra Phoenix keeps the drivetrain fully protected and rigid, allowing the suspension to do all the work. Perfect for beaten up logging roads. The warm lighting in that shop and the piles of sawdust create such a cozy industrial atmosphere. It feels like time moves a bit slower in there. Processing tonewood is a niche skill that requires understanding the tree, not just cutting it up. Much respect to the guys keeping this trade alive. People forget that trees act like giant springs. That butt end could have swung back 5 feet and taken out the corner post, collapsing the whole roof.
Boys, crazy. Crazy as they come. Whoa! Whoa! Shit!
Guess the boom is toast after that move. Using the truck as a catch mitt for a 1,000-pound log isn't exactly in the manufacturer's operating manual. Poor planning destroyed good equipment.
What the hell? It ain't that bad. I said, dude, that's too much. That's too much weight.
Logging in the Alberni Inlet is no joke. The slopes are steep, but that yarder makes it look easy. Working in that misty mountain air with a machine this powerful must be an incredible feeling. It only takes a split second for a routine cut to turn into a nightmare. Thanks for watching the chaos unfold. If you want more extreme logging action, hit that notification bell. Until next time.